What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. Everything in this video is alleged. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you're feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. In life, we all go through things, ups and downs, trials and tribulations. Sometimes it feels like everything is going good. You are in a good place, then boom. In the blink of an eye, something can happen, and now it's all bad. That's why it's important not to judge people when they may be at a low point in life, because you never know what happened or what they have been through for them to be there. It's an old saying. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you choose to get up and fight, no matter the case and what life throws at you. While some people break, the weight of the world might be too much to handle, and they lose their passion for life, their motivation, even their smile and joy. But others, no matter what they go through or been through, they keep a smile on their faces, a positive attitude, even when people look at them like what you got to be happy about. They see the joy in everything and just living, and they find their peace. For the most part, most of us want the American dream, or at least to be successful. The nice house, car, nice bank account, and for some, those things can feel out of reach, leaving us in a rat race trying to grind every day, hustle to get material things we desire. But others are okay where they are at in life. Whether they have $1 in their pocket or 100, they feel blessed. And usually those are the ones who the Most High chooses to bless. People who appreciate the most but are also happy with the least. But in this cruddy, crazy world, even when you have nothing, somebody could still feel like it's more than them and want the little bit you got. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Rochester, New York to discuss the case of a man who won the lottery, but who he trusted cost him everything. All the way back in 2015, 66-year-old Robert Pinckney was trying to keep his head high while navigating life in New York. Robert, nicknamed Bob by family and friends, was described as a lovable man, full of joy, positive energy, the type who would have a conversation with anybody. And no matter what he was going through, he kept a smile on his face and was still willing to help others. Robert had retired early on from Xerox and had bought some land, but he had fell on some hard times and had recently become homeless when his home had went into foreclosure and he needed somewhere to go. He found shelter at a garage on Norton Street in the city, where he worked at as well as a mechanic. But even in them circumstances, he still was chin up, big smile on his face, and showed love to everybody around him. With that type of personality, he attracted a lot of people, and people had love for the man and the community. One day in September 2015, Robert would take a few dollars and go to a local store to buy a few things, including a scratch off, a lottery ticket. He thought nothing about it and went back to the garage. Later that evening, he would see someone he considered a friend in the neighborhood. At the time, 47-year-old Jacqueline Staples. Miss Jacqueline and Robert would often hang out, and that day was no different. She was with him in the garage. As they were talking, just shooting the breeze, Robert remembered he had bought a lottery ticket earlier that day and decided to scratch it off while Jacqueline watched. Thinking nothing of it, he slowly scratched the ticket, and then he said something that changed everything. I won. I hit. It's not clear how much, but Robert was ecstatic. His luck was changing, and he showed Jacqueline his winning ticket. As she seemed happy for Robert, he started making plans about what he was going to do with all his money, when Jacqueline stepped outside to make a call. A few days later, on September 11th, neighbors noticed the garage door open and also loud barking. They felt like something wasn't right, so somebody called local police to check it out. When they responded to Norton Street, they found the horrible scene. Robert laying in the garage, and it looked like he had been beat and cut multiple times. And unfortunately, he was already pronounced gone on the scene. As police tried to understand what happened to the older man who everybody loved and liked, his family members also pulled up to the scene and was heartbroken. His cousin spoke out and stated she begged Robert to come stay with her while he got back on his feet. But he wanted to be strong, resilient, the type of man he was, and stand on his own. And he was saving up to go see his daughter and take her out of town. She was in the service. That's why he didn't want to leave Norton Street, because that's where he worked at and everybody in the community had love for him. As police started looking for suspects and motives, they got word Robert had purchased a lottery ticket a few days prior, and that a woman he often hung out with came in the store with another young man trying to cash a winning ticket. That woman was identified as Jacqueline, and the man was her son. At the time, 27-year-old James McCracken, who police was very familiar with from previous cases, and also James was on the run for a parole violation. Police soon picked up the mother and son. They at first asked Jacqueline when was the last time she saw Robert, and what she stated a few days prior. Then they asked her something that shocked the woman. Did you know he won the lottery? She hesitated for a minute before saying he mentioned something about a scratch off. Not knowing, police already had footage of her and her son James trying to cash in a winning ticket. Doing further investigation and a search of Jacqueline's cell phone records, it showed her phone pinged in the same location as Robert's on Norton Street. She made several calls to her son while she was over there. And hours later, the two tried to cash in the ticket. Police determined Jacqueline found out Robert had won the lottery, called her son, and instead of just robbing the older man for the ticket, he assaulted Robert and took his life. With that, at first, mother and son were charged with robbery and first-degree hit. As the case started making its way to court, it seemed like a weak case, like everything was all circumstantial. But in the end, James admitted guilt. To robbing Mr. Robert, his mother calling him and claimed it just went too far. They then left his body in the garage and went to try to cash in the ticket. Eventually, James was sentenced to 20 years to life for second-degree hit. And Miss Jacqueline, even though the mastermind, her charges were dropped to just robbery. As prosecutors felt she didn't know that her son would hurt Robert. She just wanted the ticket. And she was sentenced to just 8 years in prison. Rest in peace to Robert. I send my prayers and condolences to his family and friends. They never stated how much he won. I know in most states, if it's under like $1,000, you can take the ticket to a local store. But anything over that, you have to go to the state lottery office. Maybe they didn't know, or maybe it was only enough they could cash it in at the store. Either way, that's cruddy and it wasn't worth it. Y'all took this man's life for a few dollars. He was already down on his luck, trying to keep the faith and shake back. And somebody he considered a friend, Jacqueline, backdoored him. I'm starting to understand. When it comes to money, it's best to just be quiet. Because what might not be a lot to you is everything to somebody else. But I'm going to leave this one open for discussion, fam. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail. So we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, it's a terrible story. Rest in peace to Mr. Robert. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But yeah, I ain't going to talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. And before you log off for the day or go watch something else, y'all make sure y'all check out the other videos on the channel. I'll leave a few for y'all to watch coming up right after this. But yeah, y'all already know it's all love, fam. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.